Welcome to a new daily top Askreddit video. Today's topic: NSFW, people of Reddit, what is the situation that you tought to yourself? Yeah, this is my all-time low. Psych ward. I remember waking up and thinking I never thought I'd see this day. Yep. I feel that. Hope you're doing okay now. Thanks, cunty_fuckshit. Today is the 1-year anniversary of my wife's sudden death. We were HS sweethearts and we were married for 35 years. 3 months ago I was diagnosed with dementia. I don't have anything else to lose, so I guess this is rock bottom. I am so sorry you are going through all of this. That has to be terribly difficult. I hope you are not alone in dealing with this. If nothing else, you have an internet stranger wishing all the best for you. Wife came out as gay, not bi, and told me her latest girlfriend had made it a condition of their staying together that she would no longer have sex with me. We separated. I began drinking to excess and was well on the way to becoming an alcoholic. By a great stroke of luck I was offered a job in an overseas office of my employer, took it, made a new start, met my future second wife, recently celebrated my 42nd anniversary with her and just became a grandpa. Congratulations, grandpa. This happened to my dad and I swear I'm not trying to be a one-upper, but her new partner was a clown and she decided to be a clown too. My stepmother left my father to go be a lesbian clown. Like they did normal clown gigs. They were actual performing clowns, to the best of my knowledge. I didn't keep in touch with her after that, she always hated me. Also, there's nothing wrong with being a lesbian or a clown, it's when your stepmom leaves your dad to go be one that it struck me as funny. What the fuck, I thought you meant metaphorical clown, not a literal, honest-to-God clown. I was in the throes of an alcohol addiction and went over to my elderly neighbour's house to play some cribbage. I found him laying on his couch and I thought he may have simply died there. My first thought was, naturally, to grab his wallet and run. I didn't. Been sober over 25 years now, too. So was he really dead? Just a nap. He is, though. Nice guy, hell of a hand at cribbage. I pawned my wedding ring to get money to feed my pill addiction. It opened my eyes though, and I ended up cleaning up after a few more months and getting my ring back. My wife worked her ass off to buy me that ring and I was such an addicted piece of shit that I pawned it for a fix. Glad that moment finally woke me up though. 11 years clean now. Glad you're clean now. 11 years is a good long stretch, may it last till the end of your days, which I hope is a long ways away. Mom and I came home to an eviction notice on our front door. Wednesday gotten behind on rent. Mom had just a few months prior gone into kidney failure and was on dialysis. She couldn't work. My dad was working full-time, I struggled to find a job, was working a summer job at a water park which helped a little but, not much. I felt so worthless. I began thinking to myself that if my parents did have to care for me, they'd have it so much better off. I drove to work, almost in tears the whole way, thinking what a burden I was on my parents. I started to speed up, faster and faster. I was gonna crash my car into a guardrail or like, the bridge support of an overpass. I remember going like, 90 miles per hour with my thumb on the release for my seat belt. I was gonna take my seat belt off just to make extra sure the impact had the best chance to kill me. I started to think about my mom mostly. How hard this would be for her, losing the house and her son at once. I thought how expensive a funeral would be and that it'd just make things that much harder. I took my finger off the button for my seat belt and slowed down, then drove to work. I remember clocking in, I was still shaking a bit from what I was so close to doing. Someone asked me what was wrong and I just fell apart. I started bawling my eyes out and slumped to the floor. Easily one of the worst days of my life. Edit, holy shit, I did not expect this response. For every kind comment, thank you all so much. I am truly moved by the support I've gotten from so many of you, not just towards myself but for others who have mentioned going through similar situations. Covering a few things I saw asked in comments. This all happened about 7 years ago, things are better now. Our family helped raise money for us and we were actually able to keep the house. Mom is still on dialysis waiting for a kidney transplant. She has a lot of health issues that have complicated things, but we've been working on them and I think are very close to getting her where she needs to be. I have a better job now. It's still only part-time and I'm looking for full-time work now, but it's helped a ton, especially with some of the bonuses we've gotten over the last couple of years. I'm doing better myself. I have my rough days, but I have some amazing friends I can lean on for support, as well as a dog that I love with all my heart, and she always cheers me up. Thank you all again so much. The awards and upvotees are cool, sure, but honestly seeing the support you all are giving each other is so much cooler. The internet can be a real shithole, but you guys definitely make it a better place to be. For everyone else struggling with similar situations /thoughts, my heart goes out to you. I believe in you, and I hope you can see it through to better days. My heart ached reading this. I'm so sorry you had this experience. Even at your lowest moment you still thought so compassionately about your mother. I really hope things are better these days. It was rough. Things are better. We have a great family that sold t-shirts and stuff to raise money and got us the money we needed to pay back the rent we owed, as well as a few months in advance. It's been 7 years now. I woke up in the drunk tank. Police found me blackout drunk with none of my friends in sight. Was far from home and it was 4 a.m. They had no choice but to keep me overnight. Waking up on a concrete bed with the vaguest recollection of what happened, fucking brutal. Caught the train to the beach that morning and cried for the longest time. The worst part was that nobody tried to contact me, and I was out with a huge group of friends. Edit, thanks for the silver. Also, for clarification, nobody trying to contact me hurt because I had tried to contact them and I got nothing back. I was self-destructive back then and people were sick of my shit. I moved away for a while and focused on bettering myself, understanding how I'd strained relationships with my actions and accepting that some relationships could not be repaired. That's how you know who your friends are. Lot of factors in this before we can assume the friends suck. For all we or Op knows, he said his goodbyes and left. ***. Yep. I was an alcoholic. I still can't think of the things I did while feeling the immediate need to vomit. Shudder. This time last year. I had left my friends and job in another state and moved to the middle of nowhere to get sober and be with family. I had no car, no home, no friends, and withdrawals from several substances. Probably the lowest I had ever been and was on the verge of suicide. Glad I stayed strong though, because now my life has completely changed for the better. Edit, wow, this is easily my most interacted comment ever. Thank you strangers for the encouragement and awards and kind words. I really hope that this helped someone who is going through it right now. I did a similar thing back in August 2016. Moved home to be with family and get a grip on my alcoholism that was, by that point, I think within a year of killing me. I lost everything. Friends, career, the woman I thought I wanted to marry. 5.5 years later I'm happy, healthy, married, we just bought a house. I think about those dark days a lot though. Stay strong. It gets better. I will be rooting for you. Sitting in my home, wrecked from a failed overdose attempt, 20 Kelvin in debt, no job, addicted to painkillers and wondering if I called my mom, if she would even care, or just tell me it was my problem to fix. She cared. Spent the next 10 years putting me back together. Mom died Tuesday morning. As bad as I feel, and having BPD, that's pretty bad, I'm not going to backslide. I won't make all her love and effort meaningless. I will keep things under control and moving forward. Edit, thanks for all the kind words. Hey fellow BPD person, I'm sorry for your loss. I also lost someone I cared about and just try to see the love they felt for me as a motor to go on. Let's just do it together. Deal. The day I found my Fia's dead in her tub after having a seizure. It has been a little over a year now and I'm definitely doing better, but I don't think I'll ever have the happiness that I used to have. My brother died suddenly from a seizure, it still cuts deep. Her love for you will still be there, it will help you through the dark times too. When you're ready to open your heart again, she will be happy for you. Remember, she wouldn't want you to be sad or alone. Big hugs, X. I was at work, still drunk from the night before. I was starting to panic, realizing that I would have a client in my office in a half hour and I looked like shit and felt worse. The kicker. I worked in a drug and alcohol treatment center. I was the financial person and did the intake process with every client before they went to see their counselor. I ended up going to my boss, fessing up, admitting that I had a problem and being told that I needed to get help or I'd have to be let go. I was faced with losing my job, which would lead to losing my home and probably custody of my child. I realized I was on the path to becoming my father and stepmother, and I did not want that. I had to make a choice, and my whole life hinged on that choice. I've been sober over 17 years now. I am really grateful and humbled by the kind comments. Thank you. And if you are struggling out there, please find a group of sober folks or treatment. AA works for some but not all, and there are other non-AA sobriety groups out there. You are worthy of a healthy life. No matter how bad it is now, it can get better. It might be really hard at first, but it can get better. There is also our /stop drinking right here on Reddit. That boss seems like a very nice person. Also, congrats on your sobriety. Employees at a drug and alcohol treatment center are probably more likely to be understanding of the situation than a lot of other places. Thank you. She was very understanding. Firm, but understanding. She made it clear that she wanted to see me get help and get better, but there was also an expectation that I needed to at least be sober at work and could not ever show up under the influence again.